Hello, and welcome back to Quick and Healthy with Mr. G. Today, I'm going to make something that isn't ordinarily thought of as a diet food. But if you're on a diet, you're watching your calories and you're watching your fat intake, maybe trying to up your fiber, stay down on the sodium, this is a perfect dinner. I'm going to make pizza. You probably thought you couldn't have pizza while you were dieting, but believe me, this pizza is going to be healthy and it's going to be great too. Let me start by going through the ingredients that I'm going to use here. Now, I'm going to actually be making two pizzas, and these pizzas will be completely different from one another. One will be a white pizza with some veggies, the other will be a red sauce pizza that's more traditional with more traditional pizza type toppings. So, let me go through the ingredients here. First of all, I've got some light Parmesan Alfredo. This is light, so it's low in calories, low in fat. And fairly low in sodium as well. I've also got some artichoke hearts. These are medium-sized artichoke hearts in a can. I've got some red pizza sauce. This is just some pesto pizza sauce. Got a couple cans of that. I've got some freshly grated Parmesan cheese here, or I'm going to grate it. I've got some spinach. This is leaf spinach in a bag. It's pre-washed, so that makes it real easy. I've got some Italian sausage, which is actually not sausage at all. It's a veggie Italian sausage. And it's got spices and all in it. It's a lot lower in fat and calories than your normal sausage, and this veggie sausage is a soy product. Now, I've also got some feta cheese, which is fat-free feta cheese. If you're going to eat cheeses, look for the fat-free cheese. I've also got fat-free mozzarella. I've also got here some pizza crust. These are a 100% whole wheat pizza crust. Some asparagus spears that have been washed up here. I've got some hot peppers, some sweet peppers. I've got some mushrooms. I've got some garlic cloves here that have been marinated. You can get these in a deli at your grocery store. I think they're marinated in a light, like olive oil marinade. I've got some Kalamata olives. And I've got some little baby tomatoes that are along here with some little balls of mozzarella cheese. I've also got some crab flakes, which are an imitation crab meat, or crab substitute. This has 0 grams of fat, and it's very low in calories as well. And this is made from a whitefish, so it is all natural as well. I'm going to start out here by preparing all of this. I'm not going to make you go through all the preparation here. I'm just going to... There we go! This pizza is really quick to make. The only prep really was me cutting the peppers, cutting the asparagus spears, and there's one other thing. The spinach leaves, I'm going to prep those as well. What I'm going to do with these leaves to reduce their size, otherwise they're going to be a huge pile on the pizza, is you want to heat a plate, an ordinary dinner plate of spinach like this, a tall mountain of spinach, in the microwave oven just for about 30 seconds, maybe 45 to a minute at the very most. Keep an eye on it. You just want to watch it start to sink and reduce down because it'll start to cook. Now, let's go ahead and do that next. And I'm not going to just leave you guessing how I prepared these vegetables. I'll show you real quick with a cut on each one. I have some extra ones over here, and let me bring you over here. Come on. Okay, let me show you how I prepared these. To start with, all of my peppers have been washed. Let me make sure this yellow one is. I'm pretty sure it is. All of my peppers have been washed quite well. Now, I don't normally, a lot of people will core a pepper by going around like this. What I like to do is I just like to cut real close to where the stem meets the pepper and go down like that. Then I just take the stem and I just pop it out. Well, that didn't work so well. You can just pop the pepper from around the stem if you want like that, and pop the stem out. Now I'll take this and I'll just start to cut it into chunks like that. Hope everybody can see that okay. And I want these to be not huge chunks, but not real small either. Okay, this is how I cut the peppers. Now, how you get the core out of the pepper, the way I like to do it is you'll see that you've got spines here, and I showed you this on the first episode. I just cut down along that spine, and down along this spine as well. That's 2 cuts, and then a final cut maybe right here like this. And there's your seed pod out, and you've got nice pepper slices that are left. And then what I'll do is I slice that lengthwise, and then I take those and I put them in a line and I slice them so that they're just chunks like that. Now, as far as the asparagus spears go, what I do there is you cut off the hard end, discard that, and then I normally cut them about in half. And if the tips are small and tender, you can put those directly on the pizza. If not, if they're kind of fat like this one, what you can do with those is you simply take, and you can also use the stems that you cut there, you just take and slice them lengthwise so that they're in half like so. Let me try to show you that. I don't know if my hand's probably getting in the way. So that's sliced lengthwise, because you don't want to put the whole stem on the pizza, because we're not going to pre-cook any of this, and so it'll take a while. So there you have that. Now your hot peppers, if we remember how to do those, I cut the tip off, cut the end off, not the tip, and the tip. And then what I do with these is I'll just start making rings from the tip side, like this, until I've got rings. Now when I get so far up, it's kind of a bad angle maybe, till I start hitting the seed pod. When I get up to that seed pod, I'll just take my knife, I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to pop that out of there like that, leaving just the pepper like that, which I'll continue to slice into rings. So this is how I prepared my vegetables for the pizzas. And now, you don't have to use peppers. A lot of people are saying, I don't like peppers, Mr. G. Don't use peppers then. Find vegetables that you enjoy eating. Just make your pizzas healthy. You can use mushrooms, onions, peppers. You could even try making a fruit pizza if you wanted to. You could spread basically fat-free cream cheese down on one of these crusts, and you could just spread all kinds of fresh fruit on it, and a little bit of fat-free, the free whipped cream that's out on the market, and you'd have a fruit pizza. But these are not going to be fruit pizzas. Let's get back over here and start assembling them. We also want to spray our pizza pans with some olive oil. Also, you want to drain your artichoke hearts. So I'm going to pour all the juice out of there. Some viewers said that using the microwave oven, which I'm reducing the spinach in right now, is bad for your health. I found no scientific evidence to support that using a microwave is bad for you. However, I found plenty to support that using a microwave is actually better for a lot of the vegetables that you cook in it, because they preserve their vitamins and minerals better than if you boil them or heat them on a stove, where they lose a lot more of their nutrients. Now, the only exception is things that are high in B12. It seems that a microwave, for some reason, does remove about half of the B12 from those items. Okay, our spinach has been reduced. See how much smaller the leaves are now and how that pile went down to almost nothing? Let's start to assemble the pizzas. I'm going to start with our white sauce pizza. I'm going to take our, again, it's light Parmesan Alfredo that's 50% less fat and calories than your normal Alfredo, and I'm going to put quite a bit of that on our crust here, directly on it. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to spread it around. How do I do that? I just rock the crust sort of back and forth, don't even need a spoon, and just spread that around like that. I'm going to add a little bit more, right in the center though, because then when you spread it, it will spread out to the edges of the crust evenly. After we put our sauce on, I'm going to take spinach leaves, and I'm going to spread those all over the top of this sauce, like this. And you can put on a pretty thick layer of these. They'll be really good. You'll notice they're still steaming from being reduced in the microwave. You don't want to overcook them in the microwave. In fact, these may be just slightly, maybe a little more, they were in there a little longer than maybe I wanted. You don't want them to wilt too badly. Next, I'm going to go with some of our asparagus spears that I had cut. Now, again, you do not need to use any of the ingredients you see me using. Feel free to use any type of vegetables. If you like squash, use squash. If you like, heck, you can make green bean pizza if you want to do with a white sauce. It doesn't really matter. Anything you want to put on your pizza, feel free to put on your pizza. It's your pizza. Make it the way you want. I'm just showing you one example here that's quick and healthy. Now we're going to take some of our red and yellow peppers. We're going to spread those all over the place here. Now, mushrooms. These are pre-sliced mushrooms, and they're just raw mushrooms. I didn't cook them. In fact, you'll notice that in this particular episode, I haven't done anything to any of these fresh vegetables. I haven't sauteed them, so they're actually going to be retaining nutrients even better than the ones earlier that I had sauteed. If some of these are real big, you might want to break them. Next, let's throw some of this marinated garlic on there. Put it out around the edges. Whole cloves. Garlic is so good for your health. Just excellent. In fact, all the ingredients here have particular health benefits. Now, we've got our little red tomatoes. There we go. Now I'm not going to put any olives on this particular pizza. Now on top of this I might put just a little bit more spinach, around the edges maybe. There's our first pizza. You said, wait, what about the cheese you were telling us about? Well, that's going to be feta cheese, and I don't want that to go on the pizza right yet. That'll be about halfway through baking time. We may even add some of the fat-free mozzarella. Now, let me move on to the next pizza. I'm going to start by spraying some olive oil onto the top of the crust, just a little bit, just a light spray. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my freshly grated Parmesan cheese and I'm going to grate some of that here onto the crust. As you can see, move that back so it gets more in the center of the frame there. You don't need a lot, just some to give it some flavor. Put that aside. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my red sauce and I'm going to start to put it all around the pizza here. And this one I'm doing not just in the center to start with, I'm just kind of dabbing it all around the whole pizza. Now one can might do it here, we're about to find out. I like a lot of sauce. You can use as much or as little sauce as you like to suit your taste. Nothing is measured here. No need to measure. Let me spread that around a little bit and see how that comes out. Okay, now I've got a lot of sauce there. That's on my thumb. Let me wipe that off. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my garlic cloves and I'm just going to dot some of them on here like this. Right into that sauce. That'll kind of diffuse right out into the sauce there. Got one there, out go there, that's fine. There we go. Doesn't have to be exactly symmetrical or anything. Got a couple tomatoes left. I'm just going to throw them on there. It can't hurt anything. And next, we'll save this mozzarella cheese for another dish. We're going to put that fresh mozzarella up there because that's a little high in fat. I'm not going to use that today. Next, I'm going to take my peppers. I've got red and yellow peppers that I'm going to put on here, like this. Lots of peppers. Okay, the red pizza we're not going to put any asparagus on, so I'll set that aside. Now, my hot peppers. I love hot peppers, so I'm just going to put just a scat of hot peppers on here. Look at all these hot peppers. Isn't that amazing? I told you before I was going to use some sausage meat substitute, but you know what? I decided not to put that on here. This is going to be just a veggie pizza without the soy product, because some people are allergic to soy, I know, out there that are watching the show. You don't have to use any of that, so I'll show you that, you know, that's something that I started out saying I was going to use, and I just changed my mind, said, no, I'm just going to have so many hot peppers and things on here. This is going to be an Italian hot pizza. Now the mushrooms. Let's just put those all around it here. This is going to be great. Now, the Italian pizza, you might want to sprinkle some fresh oregano on this. You can even put some basil, some parsley, some thyme. My sauce already comes with quite a bit of oregano. It has a good oregano flavor, so I'm not going to be putting any additional spices on it. Now, if you get a little bit weaker sauce, you may want to put some additional spices. Now, the black olives. Now, the Kalamata olives, yeah, they're a little bit high in fat. They really are. So, we're not going to put a lot of those on there. We'll put it so that in every pizza bite, you might get an olive. Or every pizza slice, I should say. Or maybe a couple olives. But you're not going to eat the whole pizza, so it isn't like these are going to add too terribly much fat to the pizza, I should say. Okay, there we go. That pretty much, I think, covers it. You know what we forgot to put on our other pizza? We forgot to put on our imitation crab meat. Now, we just might want these to be veggie pizzas, so I'm going to show you how both these look together here. Let me pull the other one around. There's one of them. There's our other one. Don't they look great? Don't those just look fantastic? That's something, isn't it? I'm going to ask Cindy if she would like any of that crab meat on her pizza, or if she'd rather just have a veggie pizza. Hey Cindy, do you want any crab meat on this pizza?
Yes, please.
She does want crab meat, so we'll add that as well. That'll be on there when I come back for the close-up shot. Okay, there's our pizzas before baking. As you can see over here, I added the rest of the sliced asparagus, and I have added the crab meat. Now, how are we going to bake these? What are we going to bake them in? Okay, in an ordinary oven, this happens to be a convection oven that I use. I set mine to convection bake, 400 degrees. If you do have a convection oven, I urge you to use the convection oven setting. If you do not have a convection oven, an ordinary oven will work fine, but set it to 425. 400 degrees for a convection oven, 425 for a regular oven. Okay, I'm placing them into the oven. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to put one on a bottom shelf and one on a top shelf. But we're going to rotate these halfway through their cooking time. How long do we cook them? We're going to start out with our timer set for 15 minutes. Okay, remember I told you that I was going to talk about snack foods during our last episode? Well, while the pizzas cook, let me just show you some great snack alternatives. Of course, fresh fruit. But not everybody likes to snack on apples and oranges. So let's move on. How about some nuts? How about we have nuts like walnuts and pecans and almonds that you have to crack with a nut cracker. You'll eat fewer nuts so it'll be less fat. How about this? Frozen blueberries or strawberries. Just take them frozen, put them right in a cup and snack on them frozen. Let's get into some real snack foods. These rice snacks that are made in different flavors, these happen to be chocolate, are fantastic. Awesome. They taste like a candy bar. How about this? Look for different types of tortilla chips that are low in fat, low in sodium, and actually these have 2 grams of fiber. We've got Fiber Select crackers that you can eat with fat-free cream cheese. We've got salsa for our chips. Here we've got baked potato chips. Baked potato chips are far better for you than the regular fried potato chips. And look what I found. Fat-free sour cream and onion, French onion dip. Oh, it's good too. How about this? You can have some roasted chili con queso, which is a cheese sauce that you can put on your tortilla chips, which I showed you in the first episode. Some hummus that you can eat with your crackers or tortilla chips. Here's one for you. Get yourself a box of pancake mix. This just needs water added to it, and it's high in fiber, this particular pancake mix. And top that with sugar-free syrup. Any cereal straight out of the box as a snack is great. These little rings here, these fruit rings, actually are fairly high in fiber, 2 grams of fiber, low in fat, low in calories. Fiber One cereal, anything. If you want to go with the clusters here, the honey clusters, any fiber cereal like this, very good for you. Peanut butter. There's actually a new peanut butter on the market that has 10 grams of protein, 4 net carbs, 4 grams of dietary fiber. This peanut butter has less sugar, less fat than your ordinary peanut butter. This is free whipped cream. It's fat-free. You can top coffee or anything with that. Dark chocolate. Actually, a great source good for your heart. Actually, 90% cocoa is what I prefer. Very dark. Anything made with pretzels. These pretzel waves are actually not bad at all for you. 2.5 grams of fat for about 8 of these big pretzel waves. You can take fat-free sour cream and mix any type of dip with it and eat it with fresh vegetables. And finally, if you like Pop-Tarts, they now make a fiber brand, or a Fiber One Pop-Tart. This is blueberry. These are a lot better for you. They give you 20% of your daily allowance of fiber, and these only have 4 grams of fat per pastry. So, there's some great snack ideas for you. Let's get back to our pizzas and add the cheese. Okay, here's our pizzas. They're about 3/4 of the way done cooking. You'll notice I did forget something. I forgot the artichokes. Well, what I did is I took these artichoke hearts and just broke them up on top of that pizza. I caught myself as I was putting it into the oven. I opened it right back up and put them on, but you didn't see that, but there they are. Now, we're going to start with our artichoke and vegetable pizza here, and I'm going to take feta cheese, and I'm just going to douse it with this fat-free feta cheese. We're talking about a lot of cheese here, a lot of feta. You're like, isn't that fattening? Well, no, it's fat-free. No fat. And not real high in calories either, and low in sodium. It's good for you. Mozzarella on this one over here. I'm going to go ahead and look at this. Sprinkle a ton of mozzarella on the top of this thing. How can we use so much mozzarella cheese on here? Well, it's fat-free mozzarella. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? Oh, just smother it on there. Just smother it with cheese. I'm going to actually put a little bit on top of this one as well. Just a little sprinkling to give it some flavor. There we go. There, our pizzas are ready to go back in the oven for about 5 more minutes. So total cooking time about 20 to 25 minutes. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. As I was putting the pizzas back in the oven, something dawned on me. I've got some fat-free, no sugar added ice cream in my freezer. That's a great snack as well. And you can find these ice cream sandwiches. Strawberry shortcake, they have mint. They're made by Skinny Cow. They've got 140 calories each, 2 grams of fat, 3 grams of fiber. If you're going to eat an ice cream sandwich, this is the one to eat. It's good for you. It has plenty of fiber. I wouldn't say I would eat a bunch of them, but if you ate one of these as a snack, maybe once or twice a week, super. There they are, sizzling hot. Don't they look fantastic? Well, they're going to taste just as good as they look. And remember, they're quick and healthy. Thanks for watching.